Hello and welcome back to All About Community. Again, my name is Robert L. Harris, and I am your host. When we went to break, it's talking with Director Robert Raburn. I misspoke a few minutes ago when I said Blackburn or something. I don't know what I said. Whatever I said, it wasn't correct. It is Director Raburn. The second part of the question that I asked related to BART safety. Safety means in terms of people acting up on BART. How are you dealing with that?
Well, twofold. Through actually designing the stations so that we can prevent crime through good design, we need new fare gates. 715 fare gates need to be replaced so that nobody can hop over. The good people that are going to work, they're not hopping our fare gates. The other element is policing. I noticed in your prior episode, talking when a police officer walks in a BART car and they're armed, a lot of passengers tend to tense up. When I took my position on the board, we had a small cadre of what we call the community service officers. They were wearing the pale blue uniforms. They were unarmed. They were the eyes and ears of the system. They made people feel comfortable. But we didn't have very many of them. Then in 2020, we approved the BART Ambassador Program, creating a corps of community service officers, ambassadors, fare inspectors, even crisis intervention specialists.
Are they volunteers?
No, they are not.
Okay.
They are trained in de-escalating crises. They are trained to...
And they ride the BART just like other passengers, so you don't know who they are?
No, they're wearing uniforms.
Okay, wearing
My
uniforms.
goal is to have a greater uniformed presence on BART. It gives people comfort.
But they're not armed?
They're not armed.
Okay.
But they can certainly report. You're not going to find that crime goes unnoted. And our passengers are also armed. They're armed with what we call the BART Watch app.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a way to report something that's going on the trains directly to the police dispatch.
So in other words, the safety issue on BART is improving.
We think so. And I've seen lots of evidence. When we started coming back earlier this summer, we found that there were lots of opportunities to deploy these new officers, particularly during ball games. That's when you get all of a sudden a crowd, particularly after the ball game. Everybody's streaming out of the stadium.
They're a little juiced up.
Yeah, and that's when you need just more eyes and ears on the trains.
Now, what about vaccinations? Are they required on BART?
Our passengers are not required to be vaccinated. However, in just the past month, the BART board did mandate that we would seek to have all of our workers vaccinated by December 13th. We gave the general manager the permission to negotiate with our labor units to find a way to get to that solution. That's the only way we're going to come out of this, is by getting more jabs in people's arms.
Good. Now, are there any special fares offered by BART, such as senior citizens and all that stuff? Senior citizens.
Well, yes, seniors 65 and over are eligible for a 62.5% discount. That's substantial.
Ooh, that is.
I also like to share, when I see a young person jump over the fare gates, I'll often stop and say, do you know that you're eligible for a 50% youth clipper card?
Now, what is a clipper card?
Well, it's the way we pay for getting on BART these days. The magnetic stripe ticket is gone. We want to have less touching
No,
surfaces.
no. What if I have some old, and I do?
You can-
BART, I can still use those
You
until
can
they run
use
out?
those up, yes,
Okay,
but you can't buy any more now.
Right, then I can go and get a clipper card.
That's right.
And the clipper card, I guess you go to the same station and just
You can
show
buy the
your
Clipper
ID.
card, but if you're a senior, you
got to
get
show
it for
ID,
free.
right? Yeah.
Yes, you have to show your ID. We also implemented a new program. It's called Clipper Smart, and it's a 20% means-based fare discount. Now, a lot of people tell me, oh, 20%, that's not very much. But for somebody that's in the working poor, commuting 5 days a week, that 5th day is free with a 20% discount. And you just have to qualify with, should demonstrate you have below 200% of the area median income. And then finally, speaking of discounts, we thanked our riders this past September who stuck with us through thick and thin throughout the pandemic. And we offered a 50% discount to everyone. And that was a discount on whether it was the full fare or a 50% off on that senior fare or the youth fare or the regional transit pass for our disabled riders. So we really wanted to honor those people who stayed with us and give them a pat on the back, as well as help welcome back new riders.
Now, I know we have to go to break, but quickly, do you require masks on BART?
Masks are mandatory. They are mandated by the Transit Security Agency. It's a federal law. Our officers, and I've seen armed police officers just reach out to unmasked passengers with a mask in hand. You don't need to say anything. They know right away, and I've seen them just say, thank you. And so our own surveys in September showed between 95 to 97% mask compliance on the trains. This is an airborne disease, and the best way to stop it, beside making sure you're vaccinated, is to wear a mask.
I know we are going to have to go to break, but when we come back, we want to talk just for a moment about some of the housing that has developed around BART station. So don't touch that remote. We will be right back with All About Community. Again, my name is Robert L. Harris. I am your host, and we're speaking with Robert Raburn of the BART Board of Directors.